Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom is back, and today I am back with a new episode of what you can get from that pack. This is a series that I've been doing for a while on my channel now, and if you guys don't know, it's basically me reviewing what these packs are. Today's going to be a special video. I'm going to be reviewing both of these packs. The Italian 90s carbon fiber will start us off, and we will end with the German Renaissance Saloon carbon fiber. They're both pretty small packs, and that's why I decided to merge them together. But they both have their ups and downs as well, and as you guys know how this works is I'll show you all the cards you can get from this pack, tell you my opinions about them, and then I'll give you a verdict if I will open one and if you should open one. But before we jump into those two packs, there are two announcements I want to make. The first one is actually my Dodge SRT Viper. So the SRT Viper actually has a name. I actually decided to give him a name. It's going to be a dude. The Dodge SRT Viper's name is going to be Bollywood because it's basically just a less exciting version of the ACR, and the ACR, her name is Hollywood. So I thought, you know what, Hollywood, Bollywood, it makes sense. It really makes sense. So yeah, SRT Viper's name is Bollywood, and the Viper ACR's name is obviously Hollywood. Second thing I want to address is the giveaway for my carbon fiber giveaway. About a week and a half ago, I hit 2,000 subscribers, and thank you so much for that again. And I actually held a giveaway for a carbon fiber, and the requirements is basically comment down below what your favorite cuisine is, and I will, randomly choose one from there. So the winner has already been chosen. So for some of you asking and wondering if the answer has been revealed, I'm just gonna say it right here. The answer and the winner of my giveaway is Adam Yugasek, and his comment says, "My favorite dish would definitely be smoked halibut with a baked potato and asparagus on the side, hickory and maple wood chips preferred." That's actually a really good description, and I really like that. Anyway, congratulations to you, Adam. You win a carbon fiber pack. I always wanted to say that, just like they do in the Top Drive show. But with that said, let's get into the pack. So the first one I'm going to review is the Italian Renaissance 90s carbon fiber. Actually, no, sorry, it's not Italian Renaissance, it's just Italian 90s. But all the cars in this pack is actually cars from Italian Renaissance, but two. There are two ultra rare Lancias in here that are from, before Italian Renaissance, but everything else is new. So starting off is the Maserati Shamal. It has two tags, Italian Renaissance and Team Favorites. Honestly, a car with more tags, the better. That's because you could use it in more and more niche events. Handling on this thing looks okay, and I do love the picture. However, it's an RQ19 car, and the 0 to 60 is, well, the 0 to 60 is actually quite strong. Maxing it out, let's say minus 0.6, it'll be what, 4 point, oh, my math is so bad. 4.6 0 to 60. Actually, that's not very strong. Never mind, cut that. Not a super strong 0 to 60. Handling is actually, now thinking about it, it's not that good either. It's just like, it's okay. It's like 87 maxed out. It's alright. It's an alright car. Cool picture though. Moving on is the Maserati Ghibli Cup. Followed by that is the Maserati 3200 GT Assetto Corsa. I've seen actually this car maxed out. Currently, in this current Italian 90s event, one of the opponents, actually the person in first place right now, has this car maxed out. I forgot what the 0 to 60 is, but I can confirm the handling goes up to 90. But I don't know what upgrade she put it in, if it's a she. Sally Soto, if you know who she is. Moving on is the Maserati Quattroporte, followed by the Lancia Delta Integrale Evolutionary. So this is one of the two Lancias that are not Italian Renaissance. The other Lancia that isn't Italian Renaissance is the Lancia Delta Integrale Evolution 2. This car is actually pretty good, not gonna lie. Medium ground clearance, it has decent handling for a medium ground clearance four-wheel drive car. Also has a 90s tag, also has a driver's choice tag. It's actually a very versatile car. You can use it for medium city streets, small city streets. Yeah, it's a pretty versatile car, and it used to be one of the best Lancias in the game. However, that isn't the case anymore. Moving on, and that was actually all the Ultras. So, both of these packs I'm reviewing today, they're small packs. Those were all the Ultras. Moving on to Epic, we have the Lamborghini Diablo SV, a lot of Diablos in this pack. Next is the Diablo SE, and a lot of these Lamborghinis have one thing in common: horrendous handling. Next is the Lamborghini Diablo. Once again, 82 handling, that's just horrendous. But if I do remember correctly, these cars have great MRA. This one in particular actually looks like it's a very niche one too. It has 3 tags. Not a lot of cars have 3 tags. It has Italian Renaissance Supercar and Style Icon. So there's that to look out for. Moving on is another car of 3 tags. It's the Pagani Zonda C12. This I memorized. Has an MRA of exactly 100. It has, it has decent handling. Maxing it out is not going to hit 100. There are, a couple epics out there which can hit 100, but 88 is still pretty high. I mean, if you get this 969, it's probably going to hit about 98 handling, which is the same as an M3 CS, so that is pretty strong. 0 to 60 is probably going to hit maybe 3.7, 3.6, something of the sort. It's not a bad car. Moving on is the Lamborghini Diablo VT Roadster. Once again, RQ26 car that has a handling of 82. Now, that is just a combination you don't see very often. So honestly, what you're really looking for in this is probably just great MRA, because the 0 to 60 on this is not very strong either. If I'm correct, the 0 to 60 on the Camaro Z28 and a roof 3800S is 4.0, and this is 4.3. Honestly, I feel like the main reason why it's RQ26 is because of the MRA and the 4-wheel drive. If not, the statistics is actually very, very horrendous on this. But moving on to, I think there's like, 3 legendaries you can get from this pack. The first one is, once again, another Diablo, the VT, followed by the Lancia Delta HF Integrale Evolution and the Lancia Delta HF Integrale 16V. So both of these cars are pretty nice, and they're really just the creme de la creme of the pack. So if you're really out there and you really want to try and get these Lancias, I would say go for this pack. I mean, both of them have off-road tires, both of them have medium ground clearance, maybe even high since they're rally cars, and they also have 4-wheel drive, and they have great handling as well. So definitely going to beat all the 924s you see out there, all the Ford Escorts, and it'll be a good, competitor to cars like the S1 Quattro and the Roof, not Dakar. What is the car I'm thinking of? The 959 Dakar. So definitely some nice off-road collections that you can get that aren't prize cars. Anyway, moving on now is the German Saloon carbon fiber. Now this pack is literally just the epitome of high risk, high reward. Every car in this pack is bad until you get to RQ26 and up. Then all those cars are actually game changers. Now, bear with me. So ultra rares are going to go through really quickly here because they're nothing special. BMW 540i, 435i, BMW 330e, 330d, 520d, 328i, and that's it. So as you can see from this pack, you're going to get a lot of BMWs, low rarity ones, not low rarity, but low RQ ones, RQ 19 and 20. The only car you really want, if you want to get a car from this pack that will actually benefit you in the pre-eliminations, would be the 435i in terms of ultra rare, because the pre-eliminations is all dry, and literally every ultra rare BMW you can get from this pack is standard tires besides that one performance tire BMW. So you want to keep that RQ19 performance tire BMW if you get it from the pack. However, let's say you got a little luck here and you got epics and legendaries. Well, here are the ones you can get. The first is the BMW 545i, nothing too special. I used to have when I fused it. Next one is the 535i, once again, still very underwhelming car. Then we have the Volkswagen, that thing, name, can't pronounce, followed by the Volkswagen CC. That's so weird how Volkswagen call their models sometimes. You have that and then you have CC. Like, there's no correlation at all in my opinion. Maybe there is, but I don't know Volkswagen that well. Moving on is BMW Z 750 Li, nothing too special about that. And then the Volkswagen Arteon. So, once again, a lot of standard tire cars really not going to help you that much in this pre-eliminations. But moving on to the cars that actually matter now. First off is the BMW 750i. It's very strong, I would say. It has decent handling, and it has a good 0 to 60 for a standard tire medium ground clearance car. Moving on is the BMW M760 Li xDrive V12. This one, very interesting. Medium ground clearance, it has the 4-wheel drive, so you can use it in the rain, but then it's kind of in that limbo because, yes, it has 4-wheel drive, but there's so many BMWs that, are standard tires and 4-wheel drive as well, so then this car wouldn't do well in the rain, but you would want it to do well in the rain because it wouldn't do well in the dry, because in the dry you have cars like the BMW M3 CS that just does the job so much better. So honestly, the only use for this car is what? Dry, medium city streets and dry, medium, small streets. Very niche car. It has a very strong 0 to 60. That's what I can say. This car is a very, very strong 0 to 60, but that's it. It's a one-trick pony, this car. But moving on is the BMW M3 CS. This car is amazing. One of the best RQ26 epics, in my opinion. I have one maxed out, 3.2 0 to 60, 98 handling. It is low ground clearance, but I mean, honestly, it really doesn't matter. I'd rather take a low ground clearance over a medium any day anyway. Unless it's like an Audi RS6 where it used to be medium and low. That's a different story. Anyway, moving on to the last epic you can get from this pack. It's a BMW 750 xDrive. This is actually a really good car. It's not going to help you in the pre-eliminations as much as maybe an M3 CS would, but if you get this car from the pack, it's actually really useful in the long run because 4-wheel drive, standard tires, medium ground clearance, and it's RQ26. When you think about it, it's up there with the Cadillac CT6. Which is the car I want the most in the whole game. So it's a pretty good one. In terms of handling, it's not as good as the CT6. I think the CT6 hits like 87 maxed out. So that would mean about 77, 78 stock. So this one is not as good in handling, but that 0 to 60 is very, very strong. So this is like the Cadillac 16 of epics, but also 4-wheel drive. That was not a good, I can't even think of the word, when you compare two things together. But yeah, let's move on to the legendaries. So the legendaries you can get from the German Saloon packs, in my opinion, they're all game changers. They're all amazing. So if you get any legendary from the German Saloon pack, consider yourself very lucky. The first one is the 640i xDrive, arguably the best standard tire car in the game. Obviously there's the Cadillac 16, but the Cadillac 16 is only really, really good for, fast stuff, fast circuits, 0 to 100s, 25 to 150, all the drags, all that kind of stuff. This car is basically the other side of the spectrum. It deals with the twisty stuff. It deals with the city streets and G-force and all that stuff when it comes to the rain. Max's baby out, it's going to hit about 93 to 94 handling. For a standard tire car with 4-wheel drive and medium ground clearance, that's actually really, really good. So if you do get this car, definitely keep it. The next one you can get is the BMW M5, which once again, another medium ground clearance 4-wheel drive car with a low 0 to 60. And all these legendary BMWs have MRA of around like 80, around the 80-ish. In fact, I can actually show that to you. If we just pull up topdrives.club right here, the 640i has an MRA of 88. That's strong. The M5 has an MRA of 83, and finally the BMW M5 competition, the last car you can get, has an MRA of 81. And honestly, this is the creme de la creme for this pack, I like to say that. 2.90 to 60, 87 handling, it's delimited, so 190 top speed, medium ground clearance, 4-wheel drive. Actually, one of my friends, Messi, if you're watching this, bro, congrats to you, because he has 3 of these. He's not even a pay-to-win. I mean, he's not a huge pay-to-win. He's not a shark, but he has 3 of these. It's amazing. But yeah, it's a pretty good pack. The legendaries you can get from this pack, and that's why I said it's high risk, high reward. You get some really good legendaries, but then you also have a chance of getting some really bad ultra rares and epics. So my final verdict for both these packs, the first one is the Italian 90s. Honestly, if you are a huge fan of just the history of rally cars and the Martini livery and all that stuff, honestly, I don't even know much about it. But if you're a huge fan of those Lancias and you really need an off-roader, like a good all-rounder off-roader legendary, then yeah, I would say open that Italian 90s pack. Sorry, it's not a Renaissance pack. But, you know, if you don't feel lucky and you're not a fan of the Lancias, I would abstain. I wouldn't open it. The next one is the German Saloon. Once again, honestly, this one I might just open just because I need fuse material anyway. And this pack, you know, has a lot of really bad epics and ultras. So even if I got an epic, it wouldn't be too bad because I need fuse material epics anyway, if that makes sense. And it's a win-win because if I do get a legendary, I'll also get one of, well, the best legendaries you can get, and also one of the best BMW legendaries in the game. So I might open this car, this pack. Should you? You know, once again, if you're a huge fan of BMW, go for it. If not, I would abstain because once again, it's high risk, high reward, especially if you're a free-to-play that saves gold week in, week out, and you think, should I open this pack? Don't open it. It's not worth it in that case. But if you do spend money time to time, and you do want to get a nice BMW, then this pack wouldn't be too bad. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's all I have for you today. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Blossom out.